Dennis, you may go ahead.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Hope everyone is hearing me clearly. Today we'll be doing a presentation of the BASF product line. I just want to thank everyone for taking the time out and joining us for another one of our lunchtime break presentations. I am Dennis Leckie, a product development agronomist for the Northeast region. And let's jump right into it. So today we'll be focusing on a number of the BASF products that we carry, namely Acrobat, Regnum, Zampro, Bellis, Prowl, and Breakthrough. Now, why BASF products? Now, these are high quality products, pretty much some top performance products with a name, they are backed up by a name you can trust, which is BASF. These are innovative products that are effective and they provide sustainable solutions for you, the producers, the farmers. And then it's all backed up by our ag chems after sales service. So any information that you might need regarding how to use these products most effectively to gain the best kind of production response from your crops, that is what we're there to back you up with. Now, the products of focus, as I mentioned, include Acrobat, Regnum, Zampro, Bellis, Breakthrough, and Prowl. Now, the first four, Acrobat, Regnum, Zampro, and Bellis, those are fungicides, and Breakthrough is an adjuvant or sticker surfactant, and Prowl is a pre-emergent, early post-emergent herbicide. Okay, Acrobat. Acrobat is actually two active ingredients in one product, which then provides you with both systemic and contact protection, which is excellent for you, the farmer, because it's not only one product that is being used, or one active that is being used to give you that kind of protection that you need. And having both a systemic and contact protection, you end up there having a case where if it is that the fungus that you're targeting, for example, a late blight, downy mildew, etc., what you end up ensuring is that if it tries to sporulate, which is the formation of spores, which think of it more like eggs being laid, that would spread the disease throughout the field, you actually are able then and there to prevent those spores that would have been spread from, say, one leaf to another or one fruit to another from being able to take hold. And then the systemic activity, it works from inside the plant out. Thus far, for Acrobat, we have had no evidence of phytotoxicity in most plants or crops. So this is even in your anthuriums, your orchids, your tomatoes, your peppers, no plant whatsoever. There's no known adverse effects to the beneficial insects and natural enemies. So things like your ladybugs, like your bees, your bumblebees, etc. No issues with using Acrobat and it coming in contact with them and having any kinds of negative effects on them. Now, in terms of treating, it treats your Phytophthora, which is your root rot. So you see that white ring come around the stem and the roots, and you see the plants start to dry up. Your common downy mildew, which you'll see in, say, your sweet pepper or your tomato, and the Pythium diseases. Now, in terms of the field work, which is pretty extensive with the Acrobat, we have used it a lot in crops such as potato, in terms of treating and preventing late blight and root rot. So in using the product Acrobat, we recommend in the early stages, especially of your tomato or your potato, that you come in with Acrobat, using it at about week 3, week 4, in order to gain the best results from it. And usually it is in those early stages so that you might encounter the soil-borne fungal diseases that might start to creep in on you. So if you need to, you can also drench it. Acrobat also works extremely well in your nursery operations. So issues like damping off in your seedlings, this is a product that actually can stop the whole damping off issues if that is a case in your seedlings. So it is definitely one of those products. Early out in your crop life, you need to introduce Acrobat. Noting too also that it's systemic. So in terms of your control, you can also go up to a maximum of 14 days between spraying of Acrobat. So the active ingredients in it are mancozeb and dimetamorph. So the mancozeb would be an antisporulant, and giving you that contact protection. The dimetamorph would be your systemic protection. Now, it's a fungicide, as we noted earlier, and ideally, I would say that in the early stages of your crop life would be one of the best times to introduce it, because a lot of the fungal, soil-borne fungal diseases might take hold early out in your crop life, and then but it can be used throughout the entire crop life, so it's not limited to your nursery operation or early planting. It can be used later on. In terms of the available sizes, what we have it in right now is a 750 gram, which basically a 750 gram pack could do an acre, or two of those packs to a hectare. But as a fungicide application, roughly 10 to 20 grams per 3.8 liters, or 2 teaspoons per gallon. Now, 14 days preventatively. If it is a case that you have and you start to see infection of late blight or downy mildew, would recommend that you shorten your spray cycle to about 7 days. And do that for about 2 weeks. That would now break the whole reproductive cycle of the fungal spores enough to enable you to possibly stretch it back to 14 days. But during the winter period, when we're having higher levels of rainfall and higher humidity, which would be perfect conditions for the breeding of fungal pathogens, definitely a 7-day spray cycle would be the ideal thing. Now, Regnum is another great product that we have, for use in multiple crops. And for this one, it has one of the major ingredients in it is pyroclostrobin, which is a buzzword for persons who are familiar with Bellis and the effects that Bellis at the excellence rate can have for your crops. Well, Regnum also contains the same pyroclostrobin. And for this product now, it allows for greater tolerance to the adverse conditions and increases photosynthesis rate, which is as a result of the pyroclostrobin and the effects that it has on the plants. It also helps to push into remission the symptoms that might be shown from plants being infected with virus or microbacteria. So for example, for a crop like tomato, having jerry curl virus, tomato yellow leaf curl virus, this product now would actually help the plant to, even though it is still infected with the virus, not show those symptoms, the curling leaves, the fruit abortion, the flower abortion, deformities, etc. What it also does is it channels the energies of the plant. So the plant, instead of using up the energy for other physiological processes, the leaf and leaf development, or even other processes that the plant would typically take place. actually targets the plant's nutrients towards the production of fruit and the increase of yields and improves the quality of your harvest. So what you'll be getting is larger fruits. So for example, larger tomatoes with a better quality tomato that is better able to stand up to your post-harvest storage and your sale of your tomato or your crops. Now, definitely recommended crops include banana and plantain, which the banana and plantain farmers have been using this product for a number of years as a treatment against sigatoka. But for yam, anthracnose, your corn, your rust issues, your downy mildew in your watermelon, your blight in potatoes, and for citrus and other fruit tree crops. So it's a very good overall product for use in multiple crops. So it's not limited to these specific crops alone. It also increases the development and the growth of plants while delaying the premature aging of crops. And as I mentioned, a black sigatoka powdery mildew, and rhizoctonia. So that is basically a root rot issue. It effectively controls as well black sigatoka, and it has a low susceptibility to resistance buildup. So what essentially will happen is that you won't have the fungal diseases being able to easily build up a resistance to the chemical, which is an issue that many chemistries you can run into that kind of issue through prolonged use or usage over repeated usage in a short space of time. And it's one of those products that offers you a very safe and effective and sustainable solution in order to treat um, fungal diseases. And here's just an example of us using it in sigatoka. And in this case, what it does is actually, it not only provides treatment, it not only kills the fungal disease, but it also offers curative effects. So for this banana leaf specifically, what we're highlighting was that, okay, we had an infection of sigatoka in the early stages, and we treated it, and you started to see where you're getting some amount of healing occurring in the leaf of the banana from the use of Regnum. Now, the active in it, as we mentioned, is pyraclostrobin, which both acts as preventative and curative. So it helps to prevent the infection as well as cure the infection. And then this product actually gives you now both the fungicide and the excellence effect, which is a key feature. So it not only acts as a fungicide, but it would promote improved production based on the reasons that we mentioned earlier. The target diseases: black sigatoka, definitely powdery mildew, downy mildew, and as I mentioned earlier, the root rot issues. Currently, the size that we have available is 1 liter, and the mix rate in terms of being a fungicide would be from 0.4 liters to 0.8 liters per hectare, which would be about in 200 liters of water a drum. And this variation is based on crop. So in your potatoes or tomatoes, it would be a lower rate than in, say, for example, your banana. So on the label, it would actually elaborate the rate that you would need to apply that for your crop. But as I mentioned earlier, you definitely have the after sale support with any one of our agronomists to get your perfect rate for your crop. Now we'll look at Zampro, which has rapidly become one of my new favorite fungicides. And this is really due to the fact that it's so versatile. and it's a high quality product. Now, this one may be used preventatively, and it also can be used curatively on leafy vegetables, cucurbits, and other vegetables. Now, I can tell you this, in terms of a crop such as cucumbers, this product itself does wonders with a crop like cucumbers, where, you know, downy mildew is what will knock out cucumbers within 1 or 2 harvesting. This will actually help increase your number of weeks of harvesting significantly. Now, the dual mode of action, which is the fact that it has, um, you know, two actives in it, um, helps reduce the risk of the pesticide tolerance. And then, you know, as I said, provides excellent control of your downy mildew, your phytophthora, and your damping off. So this is another product, once again, that you could use through your in your nursery management for your seedlings early out after transplant, and later on in your crop life. And you know, a very good way to use is for those farmers out there who are involved use like fertigation or drip irrigation as a means of caring and fertilizing your plants. This product, if you have phytophthora issues. So, for example, in your tomato, sweet pepper, watermelon, etc., this is a product that could actually be mixed in your drum and injected through your fertigation system into the crop. And as we mentioned, it provides both systemic and preventative control. And you know, pretty much here you have on the image, you know, early infection on your plant leaves, but you know, spotting it early, which scouting is important, and immediate treatment, you end up with a crop that is clean, you know, with no signs of significant mildew infection. So the active ingredients is dimetamorph and amitocatradiene, which you'd have noticed that dimetamorph would have been one of the products that is in also one of the actives in Acrobat. So this and Acrobat shares it, and that's what actually helps to give us the whole soil-borne fungal disease control. So we know it's a fungicide, and you know we target the target diseases for control definitely would be your late blight, your botrytis, downy mildew, powdery mildew, and many others. The use for Zampro is actually very wide for controlling many fungal issues. Currently, we have them in 250 ml and 1 liter sizes that is available to you, the farmers. And in terms of your mix rate, the mix rate for Zampro is about 10 to 15 mils per gallon, which would give you 500 to 750 mils per drum. Okay, Bellis. Now, Bellis is pretty much one of the flagship BASF products that we carry in Jamaica, and for Bellis, it provides so many protection uses in crops that it amazes me every time that I use it how good a product it really is. So we have dual uses where it provides protection as well as production benefits, and this would be, as we mentioned with Regnum, with the pyroclostrobin. This also contains the same pyroclostrobin that actually helps to push the plant to produce more, more in terms of harvestable fruit or products. Now, and also this containing a dual mode of action, it helps to reduce the risk of pesticide tolerance. And then, you know, it's a product that over the years has proven itself very effective and reliable in how it protects and treats the plant and gets the plant to perform. You know, it provides extensive protection through its translocation action. So basically, it works right through the entire plant. It's allows for also rapid uptake and fast distribution into the leaves. Reduces the stress and increases stress tolerance of the plants, and it ultimately provides you with higher yields. Now, one of the great things about Bellis and the excellence effect overall too is that you see even in a crop such as Irish potatoes, where a common disease to afflict that crop in the later stages of life would be early blight. This is actually one of the best products available for treating early blight. And I always recommend to farmers something like a Bellis. You need to introduce this product. Even if you're not going for the excellence effect, you need to introduce this product once you hit week 7, because it is at that time that typically your early blight will start to kick in. And you might be using some other products available and think you're treating early blight, because you might think it is late blight, or you might think it's some other fungal disease, and the other products that you're using not giving you the control of early blight. So note the importance of this product into potato farmers in controlling your early blight symptoms. Now, in terms of the excellence effect, and here we have an image with some tomatoes. And what the excellence effect is or does, using it at a higher rate, which is 16 grams per 3.8 liters or per gallon. In this way, over 4 applications, from the first application would be 21 days after transplant, second application 28 days after transplant, third application 35 days after transplant, and the fourth application at 42 days after transplant. What this does is not only offer the fungicide protection, but the effects of the pyraclostrobin pushes the plant now into a greater level of production. The plant is less stressed and able to carry more fruits than it would normally be able to had it not had that excellence effect taking place on it. Now, 2 active ingredients are in Bellis, pyraclostrobin and boscalid. And then, definitely it's a fungicide with the excellence effect. And, for this one, it controls late blight, early blight, downy mildew, powdery mildew, and many, many, many more. Now, currently, we have it in 2 available sizes, the 1 kilogram and 200 gram size. And the mix rate, I would recommend any 12 for purely fungicidal effects, 12 grams per 3.8 liters, or 16 grams per 3.8 liters in order to get the excellence effect. A nice way that I could tell you that in terms of potato production or tomato production, to incorporate products like our Acrobat, Zampro, and Bellis would have like your first application after transplant. You would use like a Zampro, followed by your Acrobat, and then followed by Bellis at excellence rate. And then after the Bellis, you can come back with a Acrobat or Zampro in order to really push the plants. Definitely Zampro after you're finished up with your Bellis excellence effect will keep your plants healthy and producing, and further push them to produce more. Love the plants, and the plants will love you back in terms of their production. Now, we moved on from our fungicides into our adjuvant, our surfactant. Now, for breakthrough, it has been around for a while, and it's something that I encourage all farmers to ensure that in every spray mixture that you do, ensure that you have what would I say, is a sticker. This product is very, very important in that used in a mixture, of with pesticide products and your fertilizer products. What it does is acts as a surfactant, humectant, dispersant, and penetrant. What all of that really saying is that it breaks the surface tension of water. So those of you who have grown crops like banana, plantain, and cabbage, for example, after a shower of rain, you'll actually see water droplets stay on the leaves of the plant. It can't break. You don't see it. As with other crops, you might see it, the water soak onto the leaves. This won't happen with on those crops leaves. Now, if you actually mix breakthrough with water and spray it onto the leaves of these plants, what you'll actually see is that it will drop and hit the leaf and then almost melt away into the leaf. It's a demonstration that we commonly do with breakthrough, showing how it actually helps the water to actually soak into the plant. So that's pretty much what we're saying. It also helps to ensure that the chemicals or whatever products you're using are penetrating the leaves of the plant, of the target plant itself, and to disperse evenly over the or in or over the plant itself. Now, it also if it comes in contact with insect pests, it also helps to ensure that it coats and covers them in order to give you, that proper knockdown that you're looking for. So it ensures, based on its dispersing qualities, you get that good uniform um, dispersal of your chemicals. And if for some of us who spray, even when it's windy, using this product actually helps to ensure that you have less issues with it being blown away and not going to the target area. So you get it really targeted to the plants or the area that you're trying to spray. It's very good also for use, with your herbicides, your fungicides, your insecticides, your foliar fertilizers. The sizes available are 120 ml and 1 liter, and your mix rate or the application rate is about 60 to 120 mils per sorry per drum, which is 200 liters, or 1.2 to 2.4 mils per gallon. So basically, one of the small presentations of Bellis, breakthrough would go to 1 drum. In terms of drench application, so for example, you want to use it with a product like Zampro to do as a soil drench. You would use 200 mils to the 200 liter drum. Okay, moving on now to our prowl. Now, what prowl is a water-based formulation of pendimethalin, which is a herbicide. It provides long-lasting and dependable broad-spectrum residual weed control. And basically how best to use a product like this. Say you want to do a stale bed technique, say you want to plant, for example, peppers, onions, carrots, etc. A product like this you would use, say with glyphosate, and ensure that your soil is moist. Combine both products, spray the target weeds and the soil area, and leave it for about 14 days, and then you go and plant. What this actually helps to do now is that, being pre-emergent and early post-emergent, it actually will kill weed seeds before they germinate and young weeds while they are developing. It's safe for use through crops like your onion and scallion, won't cause any burn, and farmers have used it in the inter rows of peppers and other crops. But definitely, if you use a product like this with the Glyphos Max before planting, you can see up to 5-6 months where there are no weeds growing in the area because of how effective a product, Prowl along with Glyphos Max can be in treating and preventing weeds from taking up your field. But some other safety benefits include there's no odor. The usage rate is much lower than other products with similar ingredients, based on the formulation, based on the chemistry. You have reduced sting. It stays in the soil, actively treating or preventing the weed seeds from germinating for a longer period. So you don't need to apply multiple times, which for some other products with the same active, Prowl, one application can do what two applications of another product would do. One of the important things though with Prowl, once again, that I want to stress with you is that for maximum efficacy, you would want to have the soil being moist, or you know a show of rain in the not too distant future to get the maximum effect. So a product like Prowl, Glyphos Max with Breakthrough is that perfect knockdown to clear your field, to know that you won't have any weeds coming up in it until your crop is far, and the crop that you want to plant is far advanced. Now, the active ingredient is pendimethalin, and the product is a pre-emergent herbicide. However, it does have some early post-emergent effects. So, as long as your weeds are not over, say, an inch or two, it can kill those weeds as well. Now, when to use, open field or intercrop, which is before planting, with moist soil conditions. And once again, I mentioned it can be used through your onion crop safely. The available size we have right now is in 1 liter, and the application rate is 2 to 3 liters per hectare, which would be about 1 to 1.5 liters per 200-liter drum or 50-gallon drum. Now, these products are available at your local farm stores throughout the island. But if it is that one of these products you're not finding in a particular store, definitely give us a call at 876-757-0022 to 4. So you can call 222324 and try to get in contact with us or even one of our agronomists from your area to provide you with more information if you need that, or give you tips and tricks on how best to use these products, because each product mentioned here can be used in your crop your crop growth applications, for increased production and increased performance of your crop, and try to help make you some more of that money. Now, an upcoming event, we have Dale Smith, who is our agronomist from the Northwest region. He'll be doing a live, Chem live, on Friday at 3:30 p.m. Friday, that is March 19th at 3:30 p.m., focusing on nursery management with AgChem. Now, in terms of questions, do we have any from the crowd? Okay, no questions. Well, I have a question for a giveaway. Question is regarding prowl. How long after the application of prowl is it recommended to plant your seeds or seedlings, and what soil conditions are recommended for the application of prowl?
Yes, Thompson here.
Yes, Sir Thompson.
Yeah, man. You need that moist soil, and it is 14 days
Right.
after
Excellent.
application.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Thank you for that, Sir Thompson. Yes,
Yes, man.
so you know, it's something that is key, because we have noted a number of farmers using this product and not ensuring that the soil is moist at the time of application, and not adhering to the 14-day period between application and planting. So the side effects, if the soil is not moist, you won't get as effective a control as you would have hoped for. And if you plant too early, where this is something that I've seen happen already, the seedlings, once you plant them in the soil before that 14-day period, you actually see where they start to suffer from phytotoxic effects. So, and even the seeds that you plant, they might have been viable, but because of the effects of the chemical, you know, you lose some amount of viability. So it is something that I really thought that we need to ensure that we stress with you, the farmers. So thank you for that. I will turn over to Georgia Robinson. Thank you for your time and for sharing with us today. And we hope to see you again for our another event on Friday the 19th at 3:30 in Dale Smith.
All right, thank you so much, Dennis. I'm gonna ask Mr. Thompson to send his contact to me in the chat so we can reach out to him.
Okay, no problem.
Mr. Thompson?
Yes, I will do that. All right, so your name is Georgia?
Yes.
All right, so I'll send it to you now.
All right, thank you everyone for joining us today. I hope to see you on Friday, whether by Instagram, YouTube, or Facebook. Have a great day now.
Okay. He can't hold on. He really can't hold on.